Guys, we know who our flagship for Wilds is gonna be. It's Arkveld. This guy here, Arkveld. But we don't really know too much about it yet. Its title is The White Wraith, with the description on the Monster Hunter website being a monster known among the Commission as the White Wraith, described as having unique chain-like appendages extending from its wings. A species long thought to be extinct, its ecology remains shrouded in mystery. If you see my previous video theorizing on it, I suspected it was supposed to be an almost ghost-like and hard-to-see monster. I'd argue that this colour scheme and design was very fitting of this theory. I also said it might have a focus on revenge due to something that has happened to it, and we can see in the description here that it was long thought to be extinct. So this leads me to think, why is it extinct? Who did it? So as we know, the little kid Nata seemed to have his people, the Keepers, wiped out by Arkveld, which he shows clear trauma from, and we don't really know why Arkveld killed them. So, what happened? Considering Arkveld was thought to be extinct, I think the Keepers clearly did something to wipe them out. Though I feel like this is a pretty obvious conclusion to come to, so let's try to delve a bit deeper. If we look at Arkveld's design, one of its most standout bits or features is the whips attached to its wings that almost look like chains. I remember first watching the fourth trailer, I legit did think it was chains at first. Now, from an ecological or biological perspective, it seems kind of weird to have this sort of anatomy, even in the Monster Hunter universe, so I have to reason as to why it is this way. The first one is simply for storytelling purposes. They simply wanted to give off a vibe of Arkveld being some sort of prisoner, or some sort of tortured creature. Alternatively, it could also be to make it seem like a wraith, which for context, wraiths are usually ghost-like entities that seek to harm others. And I think the chains give it a form of storytelling, and that they were somewhat kept prisoner in some way, or essentially just stripped of any freedom. Potentially, the chains are also a symbol of revenge or vengeance, perhaps a reminder to whatever it's targeting that they did this to Arkveld. I feel confident that the revenge theme is present in Arkveld, but I'm just unsure of the reason as of now. Just that it's somewhat linked to the Keepers, or potentially the big bad at the end of the game. My second reason is that, what if the chains weren't originally there? We don't really know much about the Keepers and their values, and we haven't really had a monster flagship that was experimented on or tortured in some way. So perhaps the Keepers did something to Arkveld that caused the whip-like appendages to form. There's so much to consider, it's pretty hard for me to predict, but I'm happy I was somewhat correct on the initial look. If you are enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, and comment what things you want to see from Arkveld. Much love. Anyways, now from its look and silhouette, it seems to share the anatomy and body structure of a flying wyvern, which is generally 2 legs, 2 wings, and made for flying. For the most part anyway, unlike some. However, since it is thought to be extinct, I wonder if there is something more to it. What I mean by this is that, at first glance, you would probably think Gore Magala is an Elder Dragon. However, they don't classify it as such, despite Shigaru Magala being an Elder Dragon. Instead, it's just classified as 3 question marks. So, what if Arkveld is in a similar boat? Or perhaps it is a new monster class, though I don't think this is the case, as I imagine it would have a much different silhouette or body structure to give off that vibe to the player. I do like the colour scheme of Arkveld a lot. It definitely fits that ghost or wraith look. I mean, yeah, its title is literally The White Wraith, so I don't know what else there was to expect, but regardless, it looks really cool. Since it has been a theme in the recent games, I wonder what a variant or subspecies of Arkveld could be like. Perhaps a version without the whips and instead something else. Maybe something that makes it seem more peaceful, or they just go like full on revenge or edgy mode and just go crazy with it. Now, the common theme in Monster Hunter is that the flagship isn't the final boss of the game. It usually has some sort of tie-in with it though, such as like Malzeno and Geismagorm, right? They were like kind of rivals fighting each other, you know. Malzeno kind of fucked him up, yada yada. So, I wonder what relationship Arkveld will have with the final monster. Perhaps the final monster was somehow involved in the supposed extinction of Arkveld's species, or maybe Arkveld wasn't the one that killed Nata's tribe and is being mistaken for being the one to do so. Or maybe Arkveld was somehow being controlled, hence the chains. I don't know, there's so many different things. But yeah, there's generally so many different theories we could make on this. The story for the game is shaping up to be good though. It's something that isn't really stand out at all in Monster Hunter games. To be honest, I still don't think it will be anything special, but from what I've seen so far, my gut is telling me it's definitely going to be an improvement on the other game's story writing. Like this one definitely looks to be more interesting than all the others so far. Also, random note, there's like 2 monsters from Frontier that also have whips on their wings. Zena Zerisu and Baru Kaiuros, they're called. So I wonder if they will show up in Wilds, since Capcom seem to be porting monsters from Frontier now. Like we've seen Espinast, you know, very popular monster. Now in World, you really didn't get to hunt Nergigante until high rank. However, in Rise, you beat Magnamalo in low rank. So I wonder when we'll get to hunt Arkveld. Even if we do hunt it, since it's supposed to be extinct, right? Like maybe we just don't. Similar to like with how Primordial Malzeno, in the story quest, you didn't really like you hunted it, but you didn't kill it. You kind of fought with it. You know, you became bros with it. I think I preferred waiting until high rank to hunt Nerg compared to Magnamalo in low rank. It made the fight and the monster. It felt more powerful, more threatening. It was like a more climactic ending as well to the story. So yeah, I think fighting the flagship in high rank, I think I prefer that. We can also kind of hear what I assume is some of its OST here in the trailer, which is pretty cool, but I don't want to make any opinions on it till I've heard the whole thing. I want to hear it in combat, you know? I'm not really sure what to say about its gear. I guess I expect something like, well, a Wraith or a Phantom, perhaps. Like, yeah, just make a Wraith or a Phantom into some badass armor and weapons. If you remember Val Hazak's armor, maybe something akin to that, or the Death Stench armor, I guess. Like, these are just examples of what I think it could be similar to, but I fully expect them to cook with it. Like, maybe they do something completely out of the box. So yeah, obviously, I want to see Arkveld be amazing. Like, a huge leap from everything they've learned so far. But I think the main thing I want to see with Arkveld and Wilds is a crazy good story behind it. It seems to be something that they are hyping up a lot, since I think a lot of fans have generally expressed some sort of interest in a better story for a Monster Hunter game. So hopefully we're in for a treat. I do wonder if we'll see more on him in another trailer though, or maybe they want to keep him mysterious until we play the game. Now, I think we'll definitely see at least one more thing about it, but for now, let's wait and see these trailers. But other than that, guys, I've not got too much more to say. Yeah, let me know what you guys are hyped to see in Wilds, specifically about Arkveld. What do you guys want to see from Arkveld? But until then, stay safe. We need to survive. You know, Wilds coming next year. We just need to survive till then. And peace.